Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Winter Wonderland event. I am really excited to have my co-hosts and really the guys who made the magic happen for this event with me, Victor Rivera and Ken Newton. How are you guys doing this morning?
We're doing good.
Great.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm really, really excited. So this is like really a long time coming. This event. There's a lot of moments packed in to this event that we'll be having over these next 3 days. So my name is Charlene Nichols. I'm the founder of the Omniverse City, and I thought it just might be a little helpful to everyone who's here to give them a little bit of a background on how we got here and definitely some tips on how to have the best event for this 3 day Winter Wonderland extravaganza. So, to help you understand how we got here, a lot of you have heard me use the term, if you follow me in LinkedIn, the optical metaverse. The optical metaverse went live on October 7th of this year. It was about 3 years in the making before we got to a point where a metaverse was a part of this whole um, decentralized ecosystem that we were building. I am a professional in the optical industry, and I was a player on the back end. So I wasn't necessarily an optician or an optometrist or one of the people who makes the eyeglasses. I see Ken's wearing his eyeglasses, but a lot of you do wear glasses. I mean, if you spend a lot of time working on a computer, a lot of you just don't have a choice, and a lot of you have decided to adopt protective eyewear through blue light. But I was not the person making the glasses. I was the person behind the scenes trying to support these individuals, and I was seeing major impacts on the job performance of opticians and optometrists because they were just not getting a lot of support. So I started my journey, 6 years ago, resigning from my position in a corporate setting to just decide to just, take a stab at creating innovative solutions to help the optical industry embrace all of the technologies that they were not using. And it brought us here. So when we launched the optical metaverse on October 7th, um, I had already started meeting some of you guys here in the Web3 world, creators, developers, designers, engineers. And it was at the NFT NYC event that I realized there weren't a lot of differences between the creator community in Web3 in NFTs than there were in the optical industry. And Ken and Victor, you've spent a lot of time talking with me about this idea of communities kind of getting onboarded into the metaverse. Talk to me a little bit about just this last couple of weeks, what it's been like for you getting your community prepared to start embracing the Omniverse City, which is kind of the evolution of the optical metaverse, where we're opening up the toolbox that we've built to creators like you guys so you can really build the best hub for your community. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, great. Thanks. It's been amazing. Little background, the Artist Collective, we started working with traditional artists early last year. Victor's had a roster of artists that he's worked with for a long time, and we've been looking for a place that we can enter our artists into the new technologies, in the new worlds and stuff. And all of them have fallen short in some means or another. But the Omniverse City, like you built it, it's there. It's a framework for us that we really can step into. So it has accelerated our plans, has accelerated how we work. And as far as like the artists themselves, getting them ready, they're all super excited because we've been talking about this very same thing for a year with most of them. So it's bringing, it's coming true, the things that we wanted to happen. And it's basically all because the Omniverse City, you've been working on that for a year. It's just really good.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Victor Rivera, co-founder of Artist Collective. We can background doing art from 2008, collecting and selling African art, doing e-commerce eBay, Etsy, Bonanza, all different platforms all over e-commerce. So got into crypto to 2018, and then learning NFT, learning the blockchain, the use of the blockchain, and then I come realize making my collection into NFT, digging more. What was the real purpose of the NFT? That for me at the end, is a provenance. Way in the future might be just a receipt of purchase. It's authenticating that you bought something and you're the owner of that item or that product. But excited with the Omniverse City. It's beautiful. The mint is beautiful. So ready for the
We made it
sessions.
beautiful. Well,
It,
and it's go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the things that we were looking for is the connections that are in the realm, that we're trying to connect our artists with collectors, and that's not really facilitated for in most platforms, whether it's the blockchain marketplaces or even just your online selling platforms. There's still a disconnect between the collector and the artist, and it's this is going to make things reduce friction, and reduce and provide the collectors with. Um, they spend a lot of time researching their artists, understanding their art. True collectors do, and bringing them into a high definition metaverse where they can look at the object, where they can feel, they can see it in much more realistic way. They can make their decisions better. They can understand the artist better, and on top of that, the ability to remote in and meet the artist possibly, and interact and engage with other collectors. So it's definitely it's just a great platform, a great setup.
And I really thought, because the metaverse has been around for such a long time, that anybody in the NFT and metaverse space had already figured out, how to navigate through these different platforms and really build a seamless experience for the user. But it's been very interesting to get to hear. I mean, and not even just with your group, but other builders and creators. They have so much talent and so much desire, but they have to work so hard just to deliver a good experience. You can have the most beautiful product in the world, and you'll see some of them today. In a little bit, we'll walk you through the platform and talk to you a little bit about how to interact with the event today. And we'll drop the link so you guys can all go in. You'll be some of the first people taking what we call a metaverse moonwalk. It's your first time in these platforms. I'm really privileged to have one of my engineers, Gotham, with me. Oh my God, what a blessing having talented people like Gotham on this project is. And Tony, shout out to Tony. But each and every one of the creators that are a part of this project, whether it be me or people like the Artist Collective or my foundational team or new founders and builders that we meet every day, they get to come in and take their little piece that they do incredibly well and plug it into a system that if they have an area where they just aren't as proficient, they aren't as experienced, they don't have to Google it, research it, or ask Chat GPT. They can just, learn from somebody else who is an expert in that field. And you can be very intimidating coming into a space like this if you're someone like me who is not really a technologist. I'm a creative mind. I have a pretty crazy imagination. I often say that I paint with my imagination, and my team has actually given me the ability to do that. But what's really great is sharing what I do really well and not having to learn how to build websites and, develop those things, and having a beautiful community that when something's wrong, they say, okay, you need to fix this. And then we work together to fix it. We had like a couple of major issues over the last 24 hours getting this event together. And normally all the pressure is on me to get it done. And again, like I said, I'm not a technologist. I taught myself WordPress. I taught myself e-commerce. I taught myself how to integrate virtual try-on technologies into websites. And I did have some people helping me along the way. But this community of developers and engineers and creators who really want to be independent in how they execute their skills are really compassionate and really amazing. And it really gets me excited for the future. Because if I can facilitate that and give people like the Artist Collective and all of you here visiting today, and shout out to you watching on YouTube, if we can be a headquarters for you, that's really a dream for the Omniverse City. That's what we're looking to be. Not a replacement, not a competitor to any of the amazing platforms that are out there, but a true headquarters where you can build a place where you know your community can go to find you. Victor and Ken, can you tell us a little bit about some of the exciting sessions we're going to have today and the people that are going to be giving them so we can get our audience ready for some of these great sessions that are coming up?
So we have today art and culture in the 21st century. We have a notification from Florcy that she will not be able to assist to the session. So she send the apologies. It's okay. No worries, Florcy. Thank you. Thank you for your support. So we have Michael from Goldie's NFT. We got Igor, he's from Indonesia. We got David from Aroba Animation, and we got Faith from Aroba Animation. They from Nigeria. So we have Ken Newton also is going to be. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great session.
Yeah, and tomorrow we've got the AI, the metaverse, and the future of digital transformation, and that will have Ali Murat and Brian Sykes, Daniel Potes, Greg Barr, Kevin Russell, and Nolan Ether. All of them are heavily involved and leaders in their spaces around AI and the metaverse. So that one's going to be exciting. I think it's going to draw a lot of interesting discussions. And then after that, we've got Web3 and work. So that one's going to be covering exactly that, how business has been affected by Web3 or how you can use Web3 in business. That's got Brian Naughton, Jarrett Carpenter, who's got a great podcast going, very, very knowledgeable in the Web3 entire ecosystem. I'll be on that. Victor will be on that. And then Zach Eadman, who's actually a developer in the space, leading a team of Web3 developers. So he can give us the engineering behind the scenes of what he sees with his clients. Yeah, and then Sunday, Victor, we've got some more.
Oh, Sunday we got the big fashion show that's gonna be huge with the top women's. That's super great. We have an all women's session. It's fashion design worldwide from different part of the world. So it's going to be great. And then in the afternoon, before the closing, we're gonna have the Spanish session with Daniel, with Edward. I'm gonna try to bring Kino up. All this, some of the Spanish community. Liliana also, she's a fashion designer, but her first language is Spanish. So, but she will be talking about fashion design, what we did in Colombia Moda, because we did a big event in Colombia Moda that was super huge. So it's gonna be really good. So a la gente que habla hispana, que por favor nos visite y se una a nosotros a la sesión. Yeah, go Ken.
I was gonna say, and the fashion lineup is Afrosia K, Kadeen James, Olska Green, and Tracy Greenan. So it's really a powerhouse. I don't know if they've all been on the same stage at the same time. So it's that one I'm really excited for too.
Yes, me too.
And so just to break down how this event works, if you're here right now, this is a live session and a lot of you are here live. if you end up watching this later on today, because this will be available immediately on demand, and if you have some friends and you say, look, this is different, you need to come and check this out, you can invite your friends and they can come and watch this beginning session again, just to get a little bit of an understanding of how to interact with this event. So when we're not doing a live session, there's a place that you'll see called the lounge. And there's two areas of the lounge. There are tables, so you could just sit at a table and meet someone new. And then there's the kind of Winter Wonderland liquid lounge. This is, a lot of you have been familiar with proximity chat. This is where you kind of float around either as an avatar, or you could actually turn your video on and you could just, bump into people and just start having conversations with them. So a lot of what I've found with a lot of the virtual platforms that are out there is there's so many people there, but there really isn't a lot of interactivity. And I think social media already did that for us. It brought us all together, but not. So I think we really have an opportunity and really an obligation in this metaverse development that we're in right now, this phase, to make sure that we inspire people and encourage them to connect. We don't have to remain strangers. We can get to know the people in our communities. We can all learn from each other. And that's really an important part of this experience. So if you're shy and, this isn't something you normally do, that's fine. We've done over 20 events virtually on this platform previously with the optical industry. Some people took 3 or 4 times before they turned on their microphone and actually, started to participate. So you can come and listen. That's totally okay. Or you can turn your camera on and interact in all of the interactive areas. And then throughout the event, we'll be dropping links to the Omniverse City, which I'm going to go into and show you guys right now. Super excited. What did you guys think the first time you got into the Omniverse City and you were standing there in Times Square?
It was pretty cool. Yeah, I think that it's a different experience than spatial. Spatial is awesome. It's working, and a really good thing. But the definition and the detail and all the intricacies that you put into it, it's fun to just walk around. It makes you feel like you're there.
Yes, I love it. I love the video game styling that you feel when you walk. Just waiting for all the application when I can drive my car. Come on. So
don't
I'm ready
sneak
for it.
some of our releases out there, Victor. And don't give my poor friend Gotham a heart attack.
No. He need to get ready. If he's watching, he need to get ready because we're coming full mode in next 2023.
And we are ambitious. However, my biggest learning lesson with developing this platform is you don't have to pack everything in at once. People don't want that, which is shocking. Like my first launch of the optical metaverse, it wasn't nearly, a lot of the features that I wanted weren't even in there. I didn't even think it was enough to present, but I had no choice. I had to present this to my industry. I promised them a metaverse and they came and they loved it. And I was shocked. People get overwhelmed and overstimulated very easily. So I think having a platform that's going to evolve and grow and let people come in and take little pieces and, only get as immersed as they want is important, because we're all different. We all think differently. We see differently. We process differently. And not everybody wants that fast-paced, metaverse experience. Some really want to ease into it. Even if they love games, there's sensory challenges that people have that really make it difficult for them. So this has been a tremendous learning lesson in just understanding each individual user. So we're currently going into open beta, which is happening today. What that means is we're going to let you guys go in and have fun and go in as much as you want. This is going to be a short-term phase, probably about 30 days. In mid-January, we're going to go into our V1 mode, which what's going to happen with the Omniverse City is we're going to have 1 week every month that is completely free access. We have retailers, and I'll show you some of the stores that we have that will be coming into the platform. They will be renting stores. They already are. We have several retailers that have moved in, and we want to give them traffic. We want to bring them visitors. But the Omniverse City, like most other metaverses, there really is a cost associated with visiting. So we will be encouraging you to spend money on the platform and invest in the people that are there, and maybe invest in building, your own space, your own gallery, selling your own products. So if you really wanted to monetize the metaverse and turn it into a business, come to us, because we've heard tons of ideas of business models that had a lot of the pieces there, but they were missing, some of the pieces that you just only develop when you get your hands on a platform. It's kind of hard to say, I want to develop this customer journey when you don't really have the tools to do that. You have to really be able to get your hands on, and then you can dream bigger. Ken and Victor, because you've been in this space for so long, and I know that you are currently selling art and other services in the metaverse through spatial or through other platforms, how do you believe you can evolve your way of selling using some of the utility that you've seen within the Omniverse City?
I'll take it. I think that your focus on interoperability, networking between spaces, providing ease of access is really where like we align, and it helps us in our future endeavors, because we don't want to box people in, but we also want access to a premium platform, and this provides that for us. It gives us a foot inside of the future of premium shopping, gives us a in all those businesses that are going to be coming to those spaces as well, get to they're all art collectors, right? It's getting our artists in front of those collectors. And then what I've noticed, and this might be too philosophical, is that it's really brought more of a human approach to online selling, and I think that what you've enabled is taking us to the next step.
That is probably the best compliment that you can give me. And it's a compliment people have been giving us a lot more recently. I always say that human to human interaction is where commerce started in the very, very beginning, when any transaction happened ever, before, before Shopify, before eBay, before internet, before, Amazon, before stores, before malls, before Sears, before all of it. The very beginning were people. They didn't have a store. They didn't have a metaverse. They didn't have a platform. They had a need. They had a simple need. And they survived by fulfilling each other's needs. And I feel like a lot of platforms try to become the hero and say, well, you need all of this stuff. And although we wanted to have fun, exciting features, we still wanted to maintain that human to human interaction, because it inspires people to grow and develop and evolve and imagine and innovate on their own, and use the tools to achieve that, as opposed to leaning on those tools so much that the innovation becomes a little diluted. I don't know if you wanted to, chime in, Victor. I'm going to do a tour, but I just figured I'd give you a chance to, chime in there as well.
No, I agree with both of you. That interaction, that's what I give confidence to the customers. But also, I think one of the most, part that I like of the Omniverse is the phygital side. Most of your previous customers, they have all physical stores. So that align with what we're doing with the artist collective, that we're bringing old school artists. Most of all of them have the physical pieces they sell in galleries, in exhibitions, and that combination, bringing them everything digital overall, beside the NFTs and all, good PFPs and good project, good artists doing quality work. But that interaction of that combination and integration of the digital items, it might be art, it can be the glasses and other products, is one of the, 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 the most I like from the platform. At the same time, the way you're managing the platform, where you're not focusing in bringing NFT projects into the platform. You're bringing physical store and small businesses to the platform. So, as different from any other platform, you're trying to build little by little with everybody, everybody. So, all these people that don't have the ability to create their store, to make their virtual, their, like Ken says, the new virtual websites as a shopping experience, is all together in one spot, not all spread in all the metaverse. So that word metaverse, they're gonna take care of it in the AI discussion, but to don't have your, is that's what I like more. You have eyeglasses, you have the animation, you have robotic, you so many different things all combined, and the physical stores is amazing.
Thank you. And um, really, I knew starting my company 6 years ago that local optical shops and opticians and optometrists were in for the ride of their lives, because I was seeing how much more advanced corporations were in their delivery. You look at amazing companies like Warby Parker and Zenny. I mean, they really did a great job fulfilling the needs digitally, but so much so. And it was just always surprising to me. Why aren't local optical shops trying to evolve digitally? It makes absolutely no sense. They're letting these bigger companies run away with like the fastest growing channel in our history. I mean, that's what the majority of people's lives are spent digitally and virtually. They're not really hanging out in physical places. So that philosophy of equipping local businesses with the tools that they need, whether they like it or not, so that they can avoid that kind of extinct model of selling. Let's face it. I mean, you have to evolve today, or you're going to be at risk of losing the markets that you need to survive. And I didn't want to accept that people weren't trying to do that. I wanted to force adoption, and whether they liked it or not. I got a lot of criticism early on, pre-COVID. I mean, 4 years pre-COVID, I got a lot of criticism for that. But now with the metaverse, I think it's a bigger scale, because isn't it shocking to you guys how few local businesses, large, small, or medium, are really even paying attention to this? I can't even believe it. You've got companies like PayPal, and which we just heard today is partnering with MetaMask. And Visa was already in the metaverse, and Starbucks and what they're doing, and Nike, and one of the original kind of people pushing. You've got all of these major companies staking their claim in the metaverse, and local businesses aren't even trying. And I think it's because they don't even know where to begin. And if we don't make it easy for them, then they're going to just blow it off, and they're going to put it on their low priority. And then by the time they want to do it, it's going to be unaffordable and inaccessible to them, because, somebody's going to own this space if we allow that to happen. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of self-funded founders fighting to keep decentralized toolboxes in the hands of local businesses and independently owned organizations like the Artist Collective. I'm not seeing enough of that. I'm seeing that race to the investor, get that big thrust of money, invest it all, spend it all, get more. Next thing you know, you own so little of your platform that you're not even empowered to make the decisions that you want to make to do what you originally set out to do, and you lose focus. We've seen this happen to many, many, many companies. But I think with the metaverse, this is too big to let that happen. If a major corporation comes in and owns this space and controls how we can use it, I mean, I have kids. I don't even want to know what that could do to my kids' future. So that's why we're here. Let's get to it. We'll show you the space. Let me share my screen. So we'll be dropping the link. I know Ken and Victor, you guys kind of have that link, so feel free to drop it in the chat. And we'll be taking questions afterwards. Now, the Omniverse City, we're working on the volume controls, so it's a little difficult to hear. So I'll be kind of muting. I'll find a way to make it work. But when you first come to the link, you're going to be asked to register. You'll be able to integrate right away with your Ready Player Me avatar. Now I've avatar one event in Long Island. Sometimes it's great and sometimes it's not. So I'm going to choose my little Winter Wonderland avatar. She's got her snow gear on. She's ready to go. After you create your avatar, and if you don't have a Ready Player Me account, you can create one right through the platform. And the great thing is, you'll see us going into spaces like Spatial. We are integrated with Spatial. We were interoperable actually with Spatial right now. So if you do want to go into Spatial, you can actually take your avatar with you because of our integration with Ready Player Me. So it's really excited that you can create an avatar here. And then if you've never been to Spatial, get in there and have fun. Now, one of the things that the team did that I'm super stoked about because I've been in the city in the winter. It's just absolutely beautiful. You won't spend a whole lot of time roaming the streets because it's cold. You'll be in a cab most of it. But if you were ever in the city during the winter and it was snowing, you'd see something like this. So beautiful. So we will be hosting different seasons in the Omniverse City. So we will try to make some fun, cool features available. You heard me talk a little bit before about, our desire to give local businesses the tools that they need to succeed. So the very first retailer that decided to take a leap of faith with us was a wonderful gentleman, Bruce Carnahan. Bruce, the guy in the blue shirt. And Bruce had never heard of the metaverse before meeting me. So this is a pretty incredible use case. Bruce had a decision to make for 2023. He was either going to rebuild his actual website to give all of the cool utility that he wanted. He currently has an interactive website that has YouTube video integrated. It has a lot of links to different apps and software, and he's done a really good job baking that all into his website. But as we all know, because most of you probably developed your own website before, trying to give that user clues and hints on how to get from point A to point B on your website can be very challenging. So we used this as an opportunity to take Bruce's vision of how he wanted his website to create the ideal experience. And we built it into his store. I don't know if I've seen this in any of the other platforms before. So it's a really cool way for you guys to kind of see where this is going. So Bruce wanted people to be able to play, shop, and connect in his space. Now we're actually still working on this, so you're not going to see all of these things available today. Primarily the connect, because we're trying to create a really fun way to connect Bruce through a video chat app, which we're working on. But we can show you most of this utility. So when you come in, if you click on the back banner, you'll see a video with Bruce, and he'll be explaining to you a little bit about who he is.
That's really cool.
So you can go in a little bit and you can explore that for yourself. But how cool is it that the moment you get into this metaverse, you could see a video with Bruce and understand who he is and what he does. Bruce is an incredible individual. I mean, he's very kind, very wonderful, very active on LinkedIn. I feel like we can all learn from him because he's just insane with the engagement he gets. He is very active in the racing world, Indy 500. He has these amazing socks. So if you're, looking to support Bruce and his mission, it explains a little bit about that here. So you learn that when you buy these socks, you're actually giving a donation towards this National Institute of Health in Bethesda to help with a genetic eye condition known as X-linked retinoexesis. And you may have a condition that you're passionate about. You may want really comfortable socks. You can buy right from his metaverse store and get access to those amazing socks. And back to what Victor was saying, that digital experience, you can take it with you. Now I have to be honest with you guys. I'm on my laptop, so You have to bear with me with my little mouse. Now I'm going to go to the second section of Bruce's shop, which is the play area. We've integrated with a company called Whipley. We really love Whipley. They actually had not been in the metaverse before, so they were really excited to bring their software as a service. Super simple. Play a game, you win a prize. And that's it. That was the play section. And then in this area over here, you're going to see the section that will host Bruce's Connect area. So we'll be evolving this. You'll be able to see Bruce streaming in from, from YouTube in that wall over there.
So
Now, I'm going to
question,
travel to
Charlene.
the atrium, and I'm going to get to a place where there's no sound, so we can. It sounds like Victor wanted to say something.
Oh, I want to ask you a question. So, the shop owners, they can create uh, any type of interaction with the customer of sales experience, like gaming, puzzles, stuff like that, to interact with their community, and they can
Yeah. So
integrate
go
it
ahead. I'm listening.
they can integrate it in their shop like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Awesome, that's cool.
Yeah. So Gotham is a genius with this whole idea of integration. And he's one of the few developers and engineers that I've met that really understands giving the customer the best experience with the fewest clicks. And I've learned a lot just in working with him. So we realized early on that even though we're built on the sophisticated tool stack of Unreal Engine 5 and we have a really powerful, hosting infrastructure, trying to code all of this into these environments was going to be very expensive and cost prohibitive to the client. So people are going to want these things. They're going to want stores. They're going to want games. They're going to want, chat utility. And frankly, there's a lot of great software out there that does this. So if somebody doesn't want to build a custom game, why couldn't we have them sign up for a software as a service provider that provides gamification? That's more leaning towards marketing than games, because a lot of the games that you're going to build through Unreal Engine 5 are very much about games. Even if you're able to earn in-game currency, it's not really about lead generation. It's not about customer engagement. It's about having fun and competing against your friends. That's what games were designed to do. But as we gamify business, we still have to remember why we're here. And Bruce invested in the store, not because he thought it would be cool for people to spin the wheel, because he wanted people to have I'm going to say his words wrong, but I'm going to try it, a better, faster, easier way. He has his three words. I can't remember what they are, but I think it's better, faster, quicker, something along those lines. He wanted his visitors to have a better way to interact with him. And, whether you're somebody who's already excited to work with Bruce, or you're somebody who's never really hired a process coach before, because that's essentially what he does. He's incredible. He works with high net worth individuals to help them, kind of engineer their life and streamline things. And boy, don't we all need that, right? Don't we all need to find a way to get more out of the time that we have? Who spends 8 hours or more a day on Zoom calls? I mean, we have to become more efficient if we want to use these tools. So to answer your question, Victor, yes, anything that you want, you can bring. These integrations are going to end up being an added charge, but Bruce was one of our founding retailers. So we really wanted his store to be a great example of what you can do. Currently, the way the experience works for retailers is they come to us. We're going to have 3 or 4 models that they can choose from. And then if they want to do something custom, there'll be a customization cost. We are looking for designers because we do want to be able to feature, the Victor Rivera edition or the Ken Newton edition or I'm going to do a shout out to my boy, Xander Sims edition. So these will be bragging rights for designers. So if somebody shows that, a design from Victor has a faster return on investment than just a house design, you can say, Victor, look, retailers who use my design have a 50% increased rate of lead generation and an 80% follow through on actually buying. So now there's an advantage to your design over another, not because it looks better, but because it actually promotes conversion. Did that answer your question?
Oh no, yes, that's really neat because um, I always look at at the art perspective example, not only to the big brands, right? Because when you mention decentralized, so it gives opportunity as to small businesses. So, for example, when I was with my online stores, right, beside African art, I used to craft, I used to make candles, different stuff that right now, uh, like you, we was talking in one conversation, the person who buy glasses, they like to buy the shoes. So you have now the opportunity to all these different artists that make specific shoes. They are not major brands, but they are customized and really nice, where they can 3D scan and they have an opportunity to show up their products to a different audience. I think it's amazing. I think Afroja is around here. She do physical dresses. So for her now, she can show the NFT, and with one click, you go to her physical page. So it's amazing.
And it's funny you brought up this idea. So I engineer sales. I'm a sales enablement expert, and if you research sales enablement as you know um, a company, not a company, as an industry, you'll see that it's really a real thing. Like sales enablement is something that huge companies use to engineer their sales process. I've always been a process engineer in sales. I've just never had the tools to deliver it at this level of magnitude. This is crazy, okay? Literally crazy. You guys don't even understand what you're seeing right now. Like one day you're going to come back to this event. I don't care if there's one person here or a million people here. Like this is a moment in history where we can say that we created a marketplace that anyone can dream anything they want, and we can absolutely build it. And if we don't have the tools to build it, we can go into LinkedIn or Twitter or Discord or any of the amazing places where creators live and say, hey, can you do this? And then if they can, they'll respond and they'll come in. And then that roadblock that you were just freaking out about because you can't even find someone in your team that has that has now been solved. And next thing you know, you have a beautiful new teammate. Because when people come to this that are creators, and this is my experience, they fall in love with the community concept of building. This is really cool. Like, this is our little village. It's going to come to life. Everyone's going to have a place to play. And whether you just want to have a storefront or you want to actually go in and work with retailers, we have retailers looking for kind of like the next generation of affiliates, people that are going to create a character and walk around. And we will have multiplayer experiences very soon. We will also have NPCs that can be controlled through remote very soon. Think about having like a little remote control salesperson that you can walk around, or representative, and communicate with visitors of the Omniverse City. And, if they accept that interaction, talk about the great features. And we'll always focus on towing the line of making sure that both our businesses and our brands, but also our visitors, have a good experience. So we're not going to have people exploding with pop-ups in their face, but we will allow them to accept interactions from people that they're interested in. Because some people do want that assistance. When you go into a store, you don't want the retailer in your face saying, "Do you need help?" But you do want them to answer you if you do. So we're really trying to create that delicate balance of assistance without it getting on the border of, okay, now you're just like invading my privacy. And we learn those valuable lessons in Web 2. There's a lot of ways that these experiences which were delivered correctly, but they've really gotten out of control. I mean, you can't even read a news article without deciding, okay, what part of this is actually the news article and what part of it is like something you plugged in there so you can now claim that this is news when it's not. There was a really big Go and Google the power of platforms and watch the video on YouTube, because they talked about this at a journalist convention. Like, you know, you don't even know if the news you're consuming is correct or not. So, you know, we're going to be really careful about the content creators that we have here. We're going to make sure things are accurate. We're going to work really hard to make sure that when you receive information, that it's validated. We have doctors that are wanting to come here. Doctors are not going to open a medical practice in the Omniverse City unless you have support. That's why we have a legal team. We have a lawyer on staff that if somebody says, hey, do I have rights to license this? Do I have rights to say this? Can I license my own image? I mean, we have deep fakes all over the place. These are the types of tools that we're bringing to our platform so that creators can create and builders can build and designers can design without worrying about, you know, getting sued. I mean, this is definitely something we should all be thinking about, because it's all fun and dandy now. But once, you know, brands start saying, yeah, no, you can't really create a reproduction of my product and say that it's yours. These types of litigations are coming. They're already happening. So it's more important, I think, to educate yourself so that you can be protected. I just want to really quickly walk through the Mint. We'll
Good.
be
Okay, show the rest of the spaces. Yep. Awesome.
yeah. So you saw us talking about Blizzard Bucks Bingo. You did see the link in the feed. So if you need that link, let us know and we'll send it to you. It talks about it shows the bingo card, and it talks about all the different things that you can find. For every item you find, you will actually get you will actually get 100 Blizzard Bucks. And then if you find everything on the card before everyone else, then you will be able to get an extra 1,000 Blizzard Bucks. So the only one person's going to get that bonus. And there's some really cool prizes that you can claim with that. We'll be talking about them throughout the event. Some of them are NFTs that are exclusive. You will be able to get a storefront in the Omniverse City. There's some pretty big prizes available. We'll be launching and talking a little bit later in the event about the masterminds that we're going to launch with both the Artist Collective and the Omniverse City. So people have a place to come and learn and connect and grow as they're building their worlds here. So Victor and Ken, why don't you walk me through this space?
Yeah, definitely. We're so happy with it. It's amazing. In the beginning here, we have that actually you're seeing Ali Murat's work. That is a image that was generated, and he has broken it into 10,000 pixel units, and each pixel unit has a special algorithm run over it that creates music. So that actual art piece has 10,000 pieces to it. It's 10,000 pixels, 10,000 pieces of music as well. And it's generated by algorithms that he created. So it's an amazing piece that's multi-dimensional. We have artists such as Andrea Starka and some others. Victor, you want to take over as we walk around here?
Yes, sir. I was taking a screenshot. Yes, that's one of the piece of Andrea Stark. I don't have the name right now. I will have it later in the art and culture walk around. But yes, she's from Chile. She have beautiful painting. All this is digital, so you can buy the physical piece, also the NFT. That's Johnny Luna, that one, and the other girl on the back is Caballo something. I forgot the full name, but Johnny Luna is from Venezuela. Really amazing artist. We got there that volcano is from Ken Newton, the artist right here in the live. Those flowers, that's the Holga collection by Rebecca Talk. Rebecca Talk have been featured all her art in the Mario hotels, Ritz Carltons, all different medias. So she's really famous in the traditional photography area. Over here we got some African art sculptures right there. And then let me see, if you go to the right. Yeah. No. Okay. So if you move to the middle where is the other sculptures, you go straight. No, no, go straight. Yeah. Go to the left. Yes, right there is that room. You got in the walls. You got Daniel Schachner painting. In the sculpture, Ken, you want to?
It's a artist by the name of Harry Jackendoff. He has been an artist for about 70 years, actually. And it's
Wow.
just one of the many things that he does. He does the sculptor busts of different famous figures from Beethoven to Nietzsche and philosophers and the like. And he actually has, this is a very interesting project because he creates the sculptures, and then he has a community service in Newark, New Jersey, where he has the kids that he is teaching. He teaches them how to actually cast the sculptures. So when somebody orders one of these sculptures, he gets the kids to create it, and so they get to sign it, and they're part of the process as well. And then let's see, just more of the Daniel stuff, and then some more African arts throughout the space. There's also you'll find some videos.
That's pre-Columbian sculptures. That's not African.
Oh, my apologies.
That's from yeah. If you zoom back, that's from Igor. He's gonna be featured in NFT NYC.
Ezra Igor, he's from Indonesia,
Yes,
Jakarta.
from
Um,
Indonesia.
yep.
Yeah. That's another piece from Ken. We need to add a little more, but we're working on it.
Well, and just to kind of clarify, throughout this event, when we have all of the artists and creators on during this weekend, we'll be going through this in detail. I just really I mean, there's just so much to explore here. And when you're not on a laptop like I am, you can actually go in and our portal is working. Woohoo!
Oh,
And so now
nice.
we're going into spatial. And again, I'm going to take a break here. We're going to end the session, but as you can see, we've only shown you a small fraction of what we have here. And oh, okay. Well, we're going to get to see for real if spatial's going to allow me to use my my avatar. I can't remember which. I have so many emails. I can't remember which one I used to sign up. So, oh, okay. Well, it's going to make me create a name for myself. There we go. And I'm sure if I would have signed in with the email that I was using, it would have given me my original avatars. But here I am, right in the Nexus. And
No,
again,
I think that's your home. That's
oh,
your home. So
so let me see. Kind of glad this is happening, to be honest with you guys. If you have an issue, just go right back to omniversecity.app and you'll be able to go right to the homepage. So we'll get that working, and maybe I'll have Victor and Ken demonstrate that later when they have their act together. So we will have it working for you, no problem. And we have so much more to show you. But this was just an opportunity for you to go through. Again, don't forget to take your screenshots when you find the items on your Blizzard Bucks bingo card. And Ken and Victor, did you have any closing remarks? Or I have some questions here. I'll probably answer these in a moment. But go ahead. Do you guys have any closing remarks or
No,
anything?
it's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna post a screenshot as an example.
Awesome.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
that's a good idea. Really good idea. And yes, Afrosia, is that right? Did I say that right?
Yes.
So Afrosia had said it looks like you can run events and create your brand store for a virtual shopping experience. So we didn't really get into that this session, but I could definitely meet up with you and show you our event space. We've already hosted an event. We had 50 vendors. We do have over 50 additional exhibit halls that we can make available to you. So this way, if you want to run an event for a whole season, you can actually run it concurrent with the other events that we have. So that this way, maybe we're definitely going to be facilitating a lot of eyewear and art mashups throughout the year. So it's very possible that we'll have an optical metaverse event going on at the same time that we have an artist collective event going on, so that people who are enthusiastic about art, whether it be artistic eyewear or art, can kind of meet each other. But if you want to host a private event and you don't want it to be connected with the space, you could do that as well. As far as having a store, here's the really exciting thing. There's only one chance to be on the first block in the Omniverse City, and we have 3 retailers that have taken the 10 available spots that are there. We will have one storefront in the Omniverse City, which is kind of like a co-op store. So whoever has the foundational store will be able to add additional licenses, so we can actually build up. So that this way, like one of the retailers that's moving in now, it's actually a doctor, and she wanted to be able to bring all of the businesses from her community in. So you will be able to get sub licenses at a discount, so that you can then rent out those spaces and actually make money. Our goal is for our founding retailers to come in and bring so many additional people that their lease is covered. And our leases are very reasonable right now. I know a lot of people are seeing these opportunities to invest in property and other metaverse platforms that are in the 5 and 6 figures. We're not that unaffordable. We're really reasonable because we want to make it accessible. We'll be here throughout the weekend talking, and if you want to meet up with me, feel free to. Thank you guys so much for this event. Thank you for being here for our kickoff. Let's get it.
Charlene, how they can set up if they want to go, like example, in a meeting to ask you something through Airmeet, how they can request, or we can, or how they can do that?
That's a really great question. So you're here on the platform, and I just want to show you some controls really quick. So if you go here under the People tab, and I'll do this with Ken, just so you can kind of see how it works. So I can send Ken a message. So I can say, "Hey, can you meet me in the lounge?" Or I can just send Ken a meeting request. Now, Ken doesn't have to agree to this, but I can just say, "Okay, Ken, I really want to meet you in 15 minutes because I want to get back to the rest of my day." And maybe I'll change the meeting title to "I'd like to learn about your services." So Ken might not know me, but now he sees here I am, a virtual producer from Long Island, and he might say, "Yeah, I want to meet you." Ken, did you get that request? And those requests are going to be in your alerts. And then after Ken accepts that request, you will see here in my meetings that here's now my call with Ken. So once he accepts it, I'll actually be able to click join now.
Yep. I don't see the alert directly to me. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll work that out. And then another way to connect with us is just to go into the feed and say, can somebody help me? And of course, we'll be happy to take you to a table and do that. We do have tables in the lounge, and I'll be sitting there after the event, hopefully getting to meet you guys. So we'll be back shortly with our next session, which is at 1:15, which we're getting ready. Oh no, that was me and that was me and Ken. No, at 3 p.m., which is with a really amazing panel of artists that are going to talk about art and culture in the 21st century. And then it looks like that's our last event for today. So if you want to pop in and out just to kind of meet people in the lounge, we should expect a lot of people, even when events are not live. You could do that. Or you can come back tomorrow at 11 a.m., where we'll be talking about AR in the metaverse with another, powerhouse team. So look forward to seeing you guys out and about, and see you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.